Can y'all hear us?
Or me. Remember last time we had trouble with that mic?
Yeah, because you don't
I
talk.
have a soft voice. Can you hear me? I guess that's always the question.
Oh, yeah, they can hear. I'm trying to see a pot holder.
The what?
I don't know. All right, cool.
Oh, the kneeler above your head?
The what?
The kneeler.
Oh.
That's not a pot holder.
Yeah, that's for when I'm in the garden.
He's on his knees a lot out there, so.
That didn't sound right.
Yeah.
No, it didn't.
Yeah.
No. Oh, man.
Are you still waking up?
I am tired. Ooh.
Because you had to do a little work yesterday?
Whatever. I do work Monday through Sunday.
I'm just kidding.
Uh-huh.
You're the workingest man I know.
Uh-huh. Just so you know.
I feel bad putting you to work when you come home on the weekends.
Oh, she said she's trying to sew a pot holder.
Oh. I was like, what pot holder? And I saw that knee thing.
Yeah, the garden, from this Arctic blast.
It's a sad story.
Yeah.
Very sad.
So.
I mean, it was sad already because we couldn't start a spring garden. We didn't. I like literally packed away our grow racks into our storage unit. So we were already sad about that, but we would have still had a nice garden all the way through almost July. We usually have to pull stuff out or they start to flower in June, which I was planning to let it do that and just collect seeds if the house wasn't sold. But this Arctic blast came through and like robbed us of what we could have been enjoying in our garden. So that's kind of a tough blow for us right now.
How is everyone else's garden?
I can't see chats.
Oh, that's right here.
Oh, way over there where I can't see it?
Oh, my goodness.
Thank you. I like to be able to read stuff. Oh, hey, Terry. I sent Terry some of our loofah seeds. I'm excited to see what those do for you, Terry. Oh, Robin's here. Good. I was listening to Jason say earlier that you guys were enjoying that show, the was it Canine Intervention? Canine Intervention.
Let's say you recommend
it. I was
it.
like, wait a second. I know I recommend it, and then I forget the name of it. But you guys got further along in it. I haven't gotten to the poodle episode, but I saw the previews, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is one of those people. But
what do you mean, those people?
One of them peoples that have dog children in diapers and shoes and stuff.
Oh.
I'm never going to do that. But it's a really good show. It reminded me, watching it, of my day's training. I can't wait till I have a dog on our homestead to train. Like, I'm excited for that. If you guys have some recommendations for some good herd guardians, aside from like the Great Pyrenees is first on my list on that. But if there's other ones, I'd like to hear some feedback from you guys on dogs that you know are good herd guardians.
Hey, Papa Z and Mama Z and two family. How are y'all? City Boy Farmer, welcome. Little Mountain Life, welcome.
Oh, I saw City Boy farming on Two Family Homestead, getting some good pointers for his his channel. Can you hear me? What?
They can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
No, because you're very talkative.
I don't talk from my gut like you do.
Well, talk from your gut here.
Stop. I don't need help.
Can y'all hear me okay? Let me see.
We can hear you just fine, even if the mic was off.
They can't hear you. So we gotta do something about that. I don't know how to do it, but I know how to do it, but
do it. Oh, you up? Can you hear it better now?
Where's Danilo? He is. What's going on? He is probably stuck at the crib being quarantined. Never enough time. Good morning. Came over from Mama Z. Welcome.
Thanks for joining us.
So everybody can hear me, just can't hear you.
That's a lie. They can hear both of us.
That's what they just said. Look, we can hear Sydney fine. Ha ha ha. Yes, you are fine.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah, Tori can't hear her, but can hear
Ugly
good looking man.
That's not what I read.
Yeah, that's because he can't type, but that's what he meant. Yeah.
Okay, can you hear me now?
So you're just gonna have to hold this. Can y'all hear her when she's holding the mic? Get it?
Okay, Panama Duddy, thanks.
What?
They can hear both.
Oh.
Good.
They just so
I have a low tone, very soft, low tone.
Time to speak it up. Turn it up.
I wasn't in the military. I don't throw my voice.
Well, that's tough.
I've always been one to kind of like soft spoken, make you lean in to listen to.
No, nobody wants to lean in to listen.
Thanks, Robin.
What she say?
She can hear me. She can hear me just fine. I think some people are just partially deaf, maybe.
It's a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
But you need to learn how to speak up.
You're just going to continue leaning in to listen. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Never Enough Time. Never Enough Time can hear me.
Good.
Y'all turn up your volume.
We got to get a better microphone for her.
Yeah, probably a taller one too to reach me better. So this is a friend, right?
Yeah.
Of yours? Yeah, I thought that name sounded familiar. Yeah, that name sounded familiar.
Travis.
Oh, okay. I know who Travis is. Hey, Travis.
Terry said, I had heard the same applies getting animals that they should be in the same general zone or they may not fare well. I'm not sure. But this last month was a freak of nature here in Texas. That we normally do get snow, but just not that much snow and stays that long. Is that a spider web on the tree?
Probably already, because we've had at least 2 days and some nice low 60 temps. You wouldn't know, after that Arctic blast we had here, we got some really nice, beautiful weather, just proving once again that Texas is truly bipolar with the weather.
Yeah, these mugs here are from, I got these when I was in Georgia.
Yeah.
I think they were when I was either in Walmart or Marshall's or something like that.
Yeah. So that we could, like, when I visited, could enjoy our little coffee time.
Mm-hmm. But this past month has opened up our eyes on we were already prepared for the summer.
We were preparing to be more like, this is when somebody says that they're becoming self-sufficient, it's not something that happens overnight. It's something that you plan for and just kind of like slowly get to that. And this storm came Ah, we're very lucky because we're preparing to sell our house, and there's people that had to have all of their inspections redone after the storm. I'm thankful that number one, we did not get additional damage
Mm-mm.
that we're aware of. We haven't had our inspection done yet, but at least we're not having to redo that stuff. So us being a little delayed because we were hoping to list our house in January, like end of January, February,
Yeah.
but it's working out for us to be on this time frame because of that storm. Oh, thanks, Travis. That was a push. We were hoping to get to that 10K by the end of 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. Oh, hey, Little Mountain Live, Don's in here.
Sand bass about to start running good there. You fish? Uh, no.
We
I
would
well,
like to. We like.
when I go to my brother's, we go fishing out in the Gulf area, but not much up here in North Texas. Look at that blue robin.
Yeah, we went deep sea fishing, and aren't we doing that next weekend in Florida?
It's not deep sea fishing, but we are going out on a boat. One of the contractors are invited to me and Mrs. Naked Garden out onto the out on one of their boats. I keep on.
Are they
T-
in Boca Raton?
I'm not sure where they're at, but they're electrical contractor to JPP of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So they may.
That'll be nice for
Yeah.
us next weekend.
Big Bear Homestead said we have been working at self sufficient living for over 10 years. Y'all have?
And they're still working at it. Like so you guys understand what we're saying because we only started a year and a half ago maybe of deciding decided that we were gonna go move out into the country.
Yeah.
Like definitely that was gonna happen.
It was after we came back from the homesteading life Ooh, which
Well,
one
we
you
were
think?
thinking about it before, but when we came back, we were like, okay, we that put us in action mode to like really start to do it.
Yeah. But after we left the homesteading life conference out of Missouri, that really opened up our eyes a lot on uh, being out in the homestead and everything.
Wait a second, I have a question. Little Mountain Life,
Huh.
he misses creek fishing around Lake Louisville. I used to live over by Lake Louisville. When were you in Texas? I didn't know that, so I gotta ask you, Don, when you were in Texas at Lake Louisville.
Terry put it was fake snow with a punch. Yes, it was. That
It was some crazy, crazy snow. And I felt called, like he didn't know that video I put out about it. Because I was here, I was by myself. He had to leave and go to work. And it was nice to hear from some other Texans that the video I put out was exactly what they were feeling and experiencing. Because it's historical. Like I don't know when we're gonna see that again.
yeah, because I don't think Texas ever, well, at least North Texas has hit anything like that. If they have, it's definitely was before I was living, I think. So,
Okay, Don, Little Mountain Life. He said that Natalie went to UNT to
oh,
school
okay.
there. Okay, because I used to live in Little Elm, Texas, which is in Denton County. I had a home there and a whole different life there. So,
Oh, Papa Z from Louisville too,
oh, see, we almost bought our first house with my ex husband in Louisville, but we went right up the road.
and they live in. He said they live in Denton from 2012 2014.
Okay, and I was living in that area.
We just missed y'all because we came back to Texas in August of
I
2000.
had just left there.
And,
Yeah, and
yeah.
moved to Montana.
hmm
Because, yeah, we had just gotten married in 2012.
Hey, Rebel Canners. Nice for you to
Cool.
come here. Terry put, City Boy Farmer, I have some lemon trees too. I don't know really how to replant them. Mine about 10 inches tall. We have two improved Meyer lemons in probably like a 20, maybe 15-gallon container,
I think it's 15.
and we just been keeping it in those. Once we get into our forever home, I might put them into the ground, or I might just keep them in containers.
I hope they're not like fully dead from that storm that came through. We were not in a position. We have so many things outside in containers that we were not in the position to bring them all in. And no amount of covering those things was going to protect them from damage here. The way that storm came through, they were not acclimated for it. Um, so I pray that those trees are not damaged because they were really my pride and joy this past year.
Yeah, I think I just got to prune them down and get rid of the dead leaves and fertilize. It's about time to start fertilizing and repotting up before spring gets here.
Papa Z said, if you lived in Montana, then don't blame you for moving back to Texas.
I always
he
tell
didn't
people
want to move back.
I tell people I never lived in Montana. I was stationed in Montana, so that means basically I was forced. I had no option.
I lived there for a year, his last year in the service. So it was beautiful.
Copper Kettle, how is that girl this morning?
Do we want to start saying stuff about?
Vibe Vendetta, fellow Texan and new subscriber. Good morning. Good morning to you, Vibe Vendetta.
Thanks for joining us, Vibe Vendetta. I'm glad you subscribed. Do you do any gardening? In our area, Big Bear says, in our area, do you think we could put Meyer lemons in the ground? Yeah, I actually think you could. But if you do put them in 15, 20-gallon containers, they'll always be okay, and you can always pull those in probably into your shop to protect them if you did have a big storm, don't you think?
And I think improved Meyer lemon trees are, if I've read it right, I'll do a quick search. I believe they're good from hardiness zones 5 and above, so I think you should be good.
And I know that you'll be fine with it because Cattywampus has them.
Oh yeah, Cattywampus.
And Cattywampus is your neighbor. So I know that because when we went over to do Why Nigerian Goats video and interviewed Cattywampus, he gave us a tour of his garden that we didn't put in that video, and like he pointed out his improved Meyer lemons, and we bonded over the fact we're like, oh, we have those.
Yeah.
So yeah, you definitely can have them.
So they can withstand up to 20 degrees temperature. So I don't think y'all get that cold. Besides this year, I don't think y'all normally get that cold in temperature. So,
but you could prepare to protect them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Emma from Sunny's Place, she said that they've talked about moving to Montana or Idaho.
Idaho, I'm the pimp.
Whatever. Montana, I'll tell you, I loved Montana. I really did, and I loved the people in Montana, and that was probably one of the best workplaces I ever had. Like as far as a team, a group of just encouraging people. It is a kind of a depressed area. It feels like economically, like the housing market is high and the employment wages are low. So that was something that really put me off when I compared that to Texas.
The City Boy Farmer, mine are the same size. I'm going to make sure I can get grapefruit from them. Some already flowing. So with the Meyer lemon trees, what you're going to have to do is feed them monthly with some azomite, probably once every 2 months with some azomite, and definitely a citrus slow releasing fertilizer weekly.
Which we need to do that with ours.
Yeah, I gotta
behind the ball.
Right? Yeah, and the good thing, but with the improved Meyer lemon trees, are the roots. They have subroots are they have roots on top of the soil that runs on top of the soil and roots down beneath it. So when you do a top dressing on there, it does help fertilize that and watering. Keep it on a nice schedule water. They don't. They like the soil to be dried out in between watering, so you don't have to water as much. Well, for us in Texas, since it get triple digits, we water almost every 2 to 3 days for
Hmm.
our trees.
We really just pay attention to how it is.
Yeah.
But we have those set up with the drip irrigation.
However, if you mulch very thickly, but not around the trunk of
It
the
holds it
tree,
longer.
it holds it longer,
Yeah.
keeps the roots a lot cooler. So it all depends on your zone, how
And
hot
isn't
it
this
is.
the best time of year to prune them?
Yes, you want to prune them when they're in the dormant stage.
We need to
Any
prune ours.
plants, trees, plants, when they're in dormant stage because it doesn't put that much stress on them. And then right before spring comes, that's when you want to fertilize them or re-up pot them. Let's see. Oop, missing some. Trying to go through here. Terry put back when I was 15, our family was traveling through Texas for a Mexico vacation, and we had a worst. So this was about 50 years. Ooh,
Oh
goodness.
wow. Hmm.
That was
Well, I
around your
know.
time.
Oh, well, I'm an old lady, but not that old
You
yet.
my cougar lady.
Yeah, whatever. You wish.
I do.
I know. He's looking for a cougar, ladies, just so you know.
Can't look if I found one. Uh, Vibe Vendetta, brand new to gardening, just made our first raised bed. Okay, cool. Why, what's the size of your bed and what are you planning to grow this year, Vibe Vendetta?
Is it just one bed? Because you have started yourself an addiction if it's just one. 'Cause
Yeah.
you're gonna like add to it every season.
Uh, a good day to grow. Good morning. I'm glad that I got to join you this morning. I'm glad you got to join us as
Oh, I
well.
like that channel name. A good day to grow. That I love that.
Morning all, Copper Kettle morning all in the middle of D&D seasonings, but watching. I don't know what that means.
Oh, Rebel Canners is in here.
I already said that. You
Oh, I'm sorry. I was reading and I don't hear very well when I'm reading.
sound like your brother. Am I on your
Oh,
right side of you?
Shut up.
Yep, drove through Little M twice a week to teach music lessons. Oh, what
Oh, wait a second.
music lessons in Frisco?
Well,
Little
because
Mountain
he
Life
was
said.
in the band. So my son was in marching band at Little Elm High School, and graduated. And well, he left and went to Seattle his last year and finished in Seattle. But that was in 2012 that he finished.
How do you improve acidity for blueberry bushes? There are many ways you can do that. Peat moss. You can add some peat moss, pine needles, depending on where you're at. And if you're in Georgia area, pine needles are there. You can make a vinegar water solution that you can add once a week. You can do it. Oh, good day to grow. Donate.
Aw, thank you.
Thank you so much for the super chat.
I appreciate you for that.
That kind of scared me. Threw me off. Threw me
Because
off.
we set that up and it's never gone off. So thank you for letting us know it works.
You can also do some lemon juice water ratio to improve your acidity in there. And there's actually a fertilizer for hydrangeas, or whatever.
However you say it.
Yeah, that lowers your pH, not lowers your pH, lowers your acidity level. You can use that as well. Mix it in with a little bit of Epsom salt.
Oh, Daniel's in here, and I was just talking about him.
Oh, hey, son.
I'm glad to see you. And I accidentally sent him I accidentally sent you, son, that we were going live. Like, I was trying to do it as a reminder on our story, and I actually sent it to you, too.
Because she knew you was going to call, so that's why she did it. She was like, oh,
This does not take place of our call. Like, I still get my Saturday call.
Yeah. I need to start calling the kids more, too.
I set an 8 a.m. alarm. Oh, you set an alarm. So I'm going to just remind him once a month then.
What's the difference? Big Bear said, "What's the difference between regular fertilizer and citrus?" You know, I'm actually once we get to our homestead, I want to do a fertilizer
Experiment.
experiment just to
We
show
talked about
people
this.
that it doesn't matter what fertilizer that you have, as long as you have a well balanced NPK, in my opinion, and this is just my thesis. So I want to,
Well, that's also based off of an experiment we did
yeah.
on our beds.
Well, I think it just, I think people get these big box companies. They get all this wrapped up of okay, you got to have this for this, you got to have this for this, and but really,
It's marketing.
I think you can just actually use compost and worm castings.
Yeah, that's been the biggest saver.
I think you can just use that, period, and that would be your best fertilizer. However,
But certain plants don't like, like too much,
yeah, yeah, and it all depends on your pH because it starts with your pH because if you don't have the right pH, you could throw the right fertilizer you have on there, and that plant won't take up the nutrients because the pH is wrong. So,
one of our biggest savers has been like the worm towers and the worm bins. Like just setting that up has set up a natural state for a lot of our plants.
Yeah, because while I was here, have you were fertilizing since I've been gone?
No.
And so basically, I've just been putting stuff in our in-ground worm bins and our worm towers, and our plants have been thriving just from that alone.
Yeah, because of the worm. Like I felt like it was going to be overkill, and I knew that we needed to, kind of taper down on the garden stuff here because we need to clean it up so we can sell it.
All right, let's go through these comments. We're way behind. We're one of Sunny's Place. Welcome. I don't know if we.
Yeah, that's Emma. Mm-hmm.
Okay. We're one of those weird people that love winter weather. I like fall weather, anywhere from 40 to 60 degrees.
He would like to live in a place that has 4 seasons, but it costs more. So that's why.
Terry McKinney, city boy farming, but I live in Michigan, so I have a hard time growing lemon trees. Yes, you would probably have to do a high tunnel or a greenhouse.
Yeah, for that.
Thanks, God. City Boy Farm, thanks, God, on the Zone 6B. You're welcome. If I answered it correctly, Daniel, you already talked about that. Sunny Place. Yeah. Hola, amiga, making. Oh, hey, making lemon from lemonades. I didn't see you in here. Lots of people are growing potatoes in those black grow bags. Once we get into our homestead, we're going to do another experiment on whether getting seed potatoes or store potatoes, is it worth growing potatoes on a small acreage like what we're going to do? We're just probably going to do it
it just takes a lot for what you get.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that it's worth the space for potatoes.
We'll see.
Well, yeah, we'll see.
D&D is Dungeon and Dragons. Ooh, that's really nerdy.
She knows. She's a little gamer nerd.
Let's see. City Boy Farming, not yet. What should I go to? English Gardens for? Huh?
Oh, I don't know. I must have missed a comment.
Please elaborate, please, Terry McKenna.
Oh, hey, TJ.
What's going on, TJ?
TJ, I showed you. He sent us pictures, and I'm so happy to see because he's using our Nakid mix to start his seeds, and he sent me some pictures. They look really, really good.
Terry McKinney, I'm afraid to grow butternut squash this year because it took over my whole garden. Now, for that, if you do summer garden, now actually they got a bush variety. You could do a bush variety of butternut squash, and so that way it won't be very viney. But if I'm not mistaken, summer squash it grows in a cluster, and winter squash are more viney.
I liked
or it could be backwards.
I liked how Callie Kim kind of set it up with those cages, and then she she used 2 cages, so she had the cage going like this and the other one going the opposite direction for her squash viney plants, and that way it just grew up in an elevated way. And she used nylon from pantyhose to support them up on the thing. And I just thought, when I saw that, I thought that was very ingenuitive and space saving. So if you haven't thought about doing that, I would try it.
By Vendetta just one, but already have plans for another one. Ha ha ha. Starting with
Already.
some tomatoes, peppers, kale, and some bush bean. Kale's around us is depending if you put your tomatoes on the west side and your peppers on the east side, or vice versa. Put your kale right in between there. You could probably grow those year round.
Just keep it in the shaded areas.
Um,
Oh, he said it was doing good for him. Yeah, I saw that in the pictures.
oh, dang, there's a lot of comments. I gotta slow
Quick.
down.
Yeah, catch up.
I've never grown potatoes in 15-gallon grow bags. Grew sweet potatoes and potatoes in a
Some
20
Asian potatoes.
in 20-gallon fabric bags, and those did very well. Terry McKinney, never enough time. I'm definitely trying that this year. I had some seed potatoes, waiting to put those in. Making lemons from lemonades. I need to start worm farming, as much worm casting as I can. Yes.
That's a gardener should have that habit.
It is very easy, and those.
I can already see when we get to our new home, our new place, because he's obsessive. And I love that. I actually find it quite attractive that he is really into keeping up with his worms and feeding them and doing all that stuff because it's a gardener's best friend. He'll just take a hand, like he'll sort out the casting and go and feed the garden. I mean, you're only saving yourself doing that.
Big Bear says sunchokes are better. Yes, fermented sunchokes are even better.
Way better. Fermented sunchokes are the bomb.com.
So we are definitely going to grow that. We might even try to grow those in grounds and put them around the border.
Yeah, because I want to have it to be like a constant ongoing thing because the only drawback to sunchokes is if you do it in a bag and you harvest it, you better be prepared to figure out how you are going to be preserving it because they will go bad in 4 days after you harvest them. I would like to have a situation where they're in ground in an area that I know, and I know that they are kind of invasive, but I would be fine because it would be nice to go and just dig, what I want to use, and that's what you can do with those. You can do it that way. Just harvest as you need them.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to be doing that in the future with our ginger and our turmeric as well. We're going to do it as a harvest as you go.
Yeah, we're not going to do containers, and well, we might do containers because we have a lot of people in apartments that follow us and small spaces
Yeah,
that
we're
follow
going to
us.
still have an area for people to show them in a controlled, smaller environment.
Let's see. What about muric acid? I'm not sure.
Uracid? Uracid.
I'm not sure what you're talking about that on Terry. If you can elaborate. What are sun cherries? Sun cherries, or what they call ground cherries.
Natural plant food.
Yeah, it's from what we were told. They're not actually tomatoes; they're actually cherries. Uh, Maya from Roots and Refuge. Those are the only tomatoes he officially likes.
Tomatoes.
Uh, so I don't.
You don't like
I
them.
don't like
I
them.
like them.
They're too tart for me. So
I like them. They are the natural sweet tart. So if you like sweet tarts, it's the natural version of a sweet tart.
yeah. So
I would go get a handful and just snack on them because I knew he didn't like them.
hmm City Boy Farming. They have a great things for gardeners. Also, they have lemons and orange trees for you to buy. I got some and I'm not grafting them. But I know I forgot to shave this morning. I should have shaved.
But Copper Kettle Farms likes your hair. I like the lack of hair. I like the lack of hair.
Uh, where are we at? Terry McKinney all the time, but they have great seeds available. Oh, I guess they're talking. All right. Next thing,
We have been doing.
I'm gonna get some coffee while you talk.
No, I'll go get you coffee.
Go ahead, talk.
Okay, whatever. We we've been doing a lot of interior projects going on because we, as you know, we've been talking about it for a while. Initially, we hadn't made any steps when we first announced that we were going to be selling our home. At that time, we thought we were going to do a lot of projects. We since learned that it's a seller's market, so there's a lot less things that we have to do, and we're in a good position to sell our house. But there was still like little things like we repainted or refinished our tub and tiles in both bathrooms, which was a time-consuming project. We also had to replace some tile, do rerouting in one of our bathrooms. What else am I missing project-wise that we did? I had to do a lot of
Change out the doorknobs, repaint it, touch up paint. Did you talk about the resurface of the bathtub?
Yeah, I mentioned that about the tubs that we did, and that was a much more time-consuming project than we thought it would be. We had to be strategic. We couldn't do them at the same time. We had to do one of the bathrooms because it takes like 3 days of drying, and then you need to be able to use one of your showers. So he's only home on the weekends, so that was very. I think it took like maybe 6 weeks longer than we wanted it to. Yeah, to get that done.
Hey, Turf Therapy, what's going on?
Oh, cool. Glad to see you in here. Weren't we watching him do an interview with one of your...
Yeah, the lawn care nut. Throw him down. Hope for the best.
He's a huge fan of the lawn care nut, so he was really enjoying that interview that you had with him.
Also, we just changed out. We did a lot of plumbing reworking.
Oh Lord, yeah.
Yeah, that
we dealt with more plumbing that had nothing to do with the storm either.
Yeah. And so we had to do a lot of plumbing work. We just redid we changed out the faucet and a bar stool in the bar area, and they had soldered copper lines, and so I was like, it was frustrating to get the copper lines back up on the thread on the faucet. So I said, F that. I just basically replaced the shutoff valve and installed new flexible supply line for there. So now it looks good. We did a video on that since we were already there. Cleaned out the garage. I still got a little bit more stuff to do in the garage, but for the most part, it is.
I've been labeled a mean wife, a slave driver.
And this was all before the renovation.
No, I feel bad because he's only home on the weekends, and I do a lot of stuff during the week aside from editing. I saw that. Aside from like editing our videos and like stuff like that during the week and just taking care of household stuff, and I've been packing during the week. But when he comes home, I'm like, there's certain stuff I need help with, and so I've had to be like extra like pushy and mean and a nag.
No air quotes. That's no air quotes for that one.
How does stuff get done? Stuff gets done because I'm a task-oriented person. If you tell me that there's certain things you want to have done, I want to get them done. And this one will like come in. He's like chilling, like he's chilling. I'm like, the work gets done first, and then you chill.
She doesn't understand. Monday through Friday, I'm up on my feet, constantly going up and down 4 flights of stairs, checking on ignorant subs and checking on quality work. Then I got to come home and do more work. Yes. I want more breaks.
So I feel bad. I do feel bad because I know you work really hard. I do. So I feel bad that this is what's going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hey, what's going on, Sapper? Rob, Epsilon's Family Garden.
Yes, Papa Z. I mean, like I've been having to whoop him to get stuff done.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
I've been set up to be the bad guy.
So we got to put a lot of stuff in the in storage today.
Oh, there's like you guys don't see all the boxes that are just in the other room, but there's a ton and a ton of stuff that we're taking over to the donation center too, like stuff that we just don't even need anymore. So TJ Miller said, Sid, think of it this way: sooner it's done, sooner you get to the new place. Yes. I'm like, let's get this work done. Like this is work time.
Yeah, why you can't get it done before I get home?
Because you act like I don't do anything.
I didn't say you don't do anything. But
okay, well,
I just said you could get more stuff done so I could have more chill time.
But like, okay, the garage, that's all your tools.
Our tools.
Oh, now it's ours. It's ours when it's clean up.
Yeah.
But that's stuff that you left in piles. I didn't do that. You made that
You
mess.
made me do that.
So you see what I deal with. Okay. Anyway. So I feel less bad.
Mm-hmm. How's the garden? I understand. I'm up and down ladders all day. Exactly. So you don't want to come home doing the same type of work, even more work. You would like to at least be coasting when you especially come home on a weekend.
Okay, but there is a reason.
There's no but.
I didn't say but.
You said but there's a reason.
I said there's a reason.
You said but there's a reason.
Okay, anyway. I'm not going to argue semantics with you.
Yeah, because I'll win.
I'll let you think you win, so you'll be
That's
quiet.
all right. That makes me win double time.
Okay, anyway. So our agent comes, so this is why, like, this weekend, like, I had to be in extra mode, is that our agent comes on Tuesday, and they're coming through and doing photos, because next Friday, our house is getting officially listed. So right now is work time, especially if you want to buy a farm. So gotta work hard before you play hard, and work more than you take breaks.
I deserve a lot of breaks.
He's the breakingest taken person I know.
Because I be
when projects are happening.
I be the most breakingest.
No.
Be breakdancing.
No, it's not time for breaks.
The changes, Sunny's place, that changes when you're getting ready to put your house on the market, work at home.
Yeah,
too, so.
Yeah. It's like it's go, and we have a goal. We have things we want to do. You want to grow things. You can't. He wants to complain about not being able to grow it here, and I'm like,
I'm growing.
Let's get stuff done so we can go grow someplace else.
I'm growing.
Anyway,
you can't stop me.
You growing all right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Stop it. So yeah, those are some of the videos we want to do. Some experiment videos. Definitely going to do a lot more experiment videos. If Crystal, you're still in here, you never sent the link for that soil class that Donald's taking. So
put that link in here if you're still in here, Crystal. Oh, Rob from Esseance, he's like that too.
Mm-hmm. See, we got to enjoy our time.
Not when you got certain things. Like, I'm sure if he was going to sell his place for the 10 acres he'd rather have, he would be putting rest on the waste side and stop. I'm not gonna quit. I'm a task oriented person.
AKA
I know what you think when you say I'm a nag. I don't care.
Long hair don't care.
Long hair don't care.
Sonny's place. We had to do that and wanted to get as much from the sale as possible. More money from the sale meant we could buy more land.
Bingo.
Well, see, we don't want to buy more land. I think
Yeah, we do.
I think 5 acres is going to be comfortable enough for us.
Well, it's more land than what we have.
Yeah, because right now we have 0.17 acres,
which is not like,
and that's just the acres, our backyard of our urban garden.
we've outgrown the ability to grow what we want to grow.
Plus, we want to have goats for meats and possibly milk.
Both, yeah. No, we want to have them for milk, cheese, soap, and meat.
And then we want to have egg chickens and meat chickens. Mm-hmm. Speaking of that, Rob, when are you going to get your chickens back? I know you had a predator come clean you out the other last year, I think it was. But when are you going to get your chickens back?
What would Miss SG disagree about?
Probably about the land. Because y'all got, what, 2 acres, Rob?
I think that's what he said. And we're trying to get between 5 to 10 acres. And right now, it's a seller's market. Right now, it's likely that we are going to sell while we can get more money. And we may have a period of time where we're not in a home. Like, I might have to go and stay with one of our dads while we're looking to buy land. But it's more valuable to, and we're lucky that that's an option, that's a choice. But we want to get as much money from the sale of our house while we can. So I'm really lucky that our agent is a friend of mine. And she's really looking out for us. And I believe she's going to be doing the best stuff for us. Oh, yeah, it's 2 acres.
Okay.
Rob said.
Sonny's place. We went from a typical suburban lot to 11 acres with an updated house and 440 by 60 garden space. Love it. Yeah.
That would be a dream for us, Emma.
And we will also possibly, if Big Bear Homestead and Jess from Roots and Refuge and the Haulers could convince us to do goats. Maybe, I mean not goats, pigs. Sorry.
Yeah, we're on the fence about pigs. They're just kind of intimidating, and if he feels intimidated by it, I'm definitely going to feel intimidated by it.
Because it seems like each one of their videos, they're always getting loose, and I just, so I don't know.
We'll see.
Good day to grow. I cannot wait until we get chickens. We are preparing. Great.
That's a good deal. And I don't know is Big Bear is still in here. If they can put their Murray McMurray hatchery link in here, because I hear a lot of good things about. Oh, Robin is in here. Robin from Big Bear's in here. If you can put your Murray McMurray link in here, guys, for people that are looking to get some chickens and eggs and stuff like that.
And it's going to be her birthday soon, and I'm going to get her some peacocks. Is it peacocks?
Uh-huh.
So that way
I always think of that singer, Katie.
So that way I can
see your...
so I can put a good smile on Jason's face when she gets those peacocks.
Sunny's place doesn't have pigs. Oh, okay. So they have the same feeling about the intimidating, but we still want to do it.
See, I have never seen a bad deal. I was watching. I've been watching Daniel from Arms Family's Homestead a lot recently about his goats.
Big fans of his.
Yeah, and he has a creek around his there, so he basically does his Kiko's free ranging.
And And that's the goats we're interested in.
Yeah, and
for me,
they don't like getting there. I guess they're worse than cats. They don't like to get wet. Once it starts raining, they'll run and hide for shelter. Uh, and at the back edge of his area, he has a creek, so they won't go past that. And everything else, he has a metal cage, so they won't go out from there. So I mean, they basically all free range.
Oh, a good day to grow says that they have a friend that has white ones, and that's the most common color of the Kiko goats. And out this way, there's one closer farm that has them, that breeds them. One that's a little bit further away that has them and breeds them and sells the meat. But yeah, we're really interested in that goat in particular, and then Nigerian dwarfs. I would like to have for the dairy goats. So.
Yeah, I think Nigerian dwarf goats produce a nice high fat content milk, and it's good for soaps and other products.
I want to make cheeses and soaps, but I hear the Kiko's milk is good.
It's just not as it doesn't have a high fat content as the.
So I'd like to do an experiment between the two.
Yeah, as the Nigerian and I think the La Manchas.
Yeah.
Or is it La Manchas?
The La Manchas.
The one with the real flappy ear.
Oh, that's not a La Mancha. The La Manchas have no ear. They look like alien goats.
Yeah, the other goats, they have the very long ears.
Oh, okay. Emma says that they want the Nigerian dwarfs specifically. Us too. Like those are the ones, but they're higher maintenance. Like the one thing I'm looking forward to with the Kikos, they're very low maintenance. Very low maintenance. You're not even going to have to worry about their hooves. They're like deer almost.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about deworming them or anything.
And they're on the top 10 of the best meat for goats, which is something that we are drawn to. We do like goat meat.
Yeah, and around this area, North Texas area, there's a lot of Middle Eastern and Hispanics that
they'll pay good money for goat meat, especially grass-fed, organically grown. So I think we have a market for it where we're going to be. Oh, white peacocks, a good day to grow. Mm. Those are creepy looking. I've seen them. I don't like. They're odd looking. When I hear the word peacock, I always think of this beautiful fan of feathers. They don't really serve a purpose, to my knowledge.
No.
Are you getting your coffee?
Yeah.
Okay. Look, stop hitting me.
Sure.
You don't have to tell me hush. I don't know if they serve a purpose other than just, being really pretty. And you can sell their eggs for a pretty penny. So Emma says that the neighboring property is 100 plus acres and will be up for sale soon. And they want to buy it so that they can raise highland cattle. That's a great idea. Like if you guys can do that, that's awesome.
So, who all has their book?
Oh yeah, who else got that?
I've been reading it every time I go to the restroom, except for today because somebody took my book out of my restroom spot.
Because I knew we might mention it, so I brought it out here. Mm-hmm. And you should have heard him. He was like, "Where's my book?"
As soon as I got in there, I'm like, "Where's my book? Look, I brought my phone." But there's some great, amazing pictures in here.
Aw, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Crystal. She says I look cute today. Thank you. Sunny's Place says, yep, us Mexican love goat meat. I'm not Mexican. I love goat meat. It's delicious.
This is a good picture right here of Jess and her mom. I really like that. I love when I go to Killeen and I go in the garden to my dad with my dad, and he as soon as I step out there, he rushing out there with me and bragging about what's all out
They're
there.
so cute. I love looking out the door and seeing the two of them out there at the garden. It's adorable. I was about to say, you're gonna sit there and read your book.
I could.
Whatever.
I could do anything I want.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean? I'm a bird. Yeah, every time I go to a Jamaican restaurant, first thing I'm ordering is curry goat. If they don't have that, it's oxtails.
Wherever it's available, if it's on the menu, he's gonna order it. And then we like to, like foodies, sit there and compare it. I made some here that you
She made some bomb.com curry goat the other day.
using the Instapot. It came out really really good. And I think you had that new and you that's when you were like, we're definitely gonna have some
Yeah.
goats.
And it's just a lot leaner than beef. You don't get the marble and the fat as you would with beef. Um, However, it's a lot healthier. So
Let me see, TJ. Oh, TJ's starting to have a habit like us. So TJ, we're looking at that picture right now. That's his grow space with all of the plants he started.
oh wow.
Yeah, he's got some racks going. See, I feel like we can be vicarious through you, TJ, because that's exactly like how our setup would be. Like we have one area where we usually have stuff set up for our starts, and then another area for when they get too big, and I repot them and get them ready. So
Rebel cannonis with goat chili is the best. Ooh, good.
good looking out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to. We have this really neat meat market not far from us, halal meats. I don't know if it's halal meats, but I forgot the name of the grocery store. Basically, it's like their cultural way of preparing it for their religion, where they like let it bleed out, and it's good, healthy, grass fed meat, and you can buy it ground there. And we should probably do that and try that in some chili.
Some curry chili.
Yeah,
I mean some goat chili.
I'm a fan of knowing, like, I don't, like, he's interested in the whole rabbit thing. I've never had it, so I'm like, you're gonna have to, like, get it, make it for me, see if I even like it. I know I like goat meat.
Rob said, making us hungry now.
Sorry, man.
Sunny place. I didn't order the book. I got a wood carving book instead. Okay, cool. A good day to grow. I'm getting my book today when I get back home. It's in my PO box, waiting for me. Sunny's place also said, "You're in Texas, right? You must have a."
You must have had Barrera. It's a dish. I've seen it. Yeah, it's made with goat. Um, and I'm not recalling it right offhand. We've had it more Caribbean style, because usually he'll get curry goat meat, and if I see, like, I'll get that. If my thing that I like to order is oxtail, but I'm not going to be raising any ox, obviously. Um, but I will have the goat as my backup.
Yeah, and it's pretty. So it's called burrito tacos.
My so far my favorite way to have it is in a curry style, Mediterranean style,
Hmm.
which is one of my favorite seasoning type dish.
Also, those are made mostly around weddings, baptisms, holidays such as Christmas and Easter. Good to
We
know. Thanks.
we will look up a recipe just to try it out, just to motivate us even more, because we're gonna have to figure out what to do with all this goat meat when we
Yeah.
have it.
Yeah, and that's another thing with beef. if I'm not mistaken, Robin or Jason, if you could remind me, you almost have to do 2 years before you can
Harvest.
dispatch those and get your beef from there. With goats, I mean, it's like 6 to 9 months.
Yeah, it's a much faster turnaround time. I mean, and realistically, it's just the two of us. So I'm and we're not like huge meat eaters, so we don't have to have a lot of meats. But I definitely want to have the chicken, the goat, um, pigs on the fence.
Hey, becoming a farm girl. She put, "Hey everybody, I know I'm late. I've been loving it lately, and thank you." The only reason for that is because of the whole frost, the Arctic frost that we had last month. It basically killed us and wiped us out for the last
Well, the
month,
last
week
two,
and a half.
yeah, the last two cooking videos, and we have a cooking video coming out tomorrow, and that one was the day before the frost hit, right?
Yeah,
Because I mean, it was like really cold. And tomorrow's video on the leaves, you'll even see some ice on some of the leaves. And that was the day before like the actual storm hit. Um, but we haven't had any since the, yeah, we don't have any coming up after that.
it's a stew, but it's been modernized as tacos, and they cake something tacos
Tasty
last,
tacos.
and it was
Okay.
so good. TJ Mellor, this is funny. I bought six more of them 4 foot lights from Walmart, and I was checking out, and the guy said, "Wow, that's a lot of lights." I said, "Yes, my seed starts will love them." The guy's eyes got real big, and he said, "That's a lot of weed." I think he heard weed when I said seed.
That's funny.
Now, and that's one video I can't wait to make. I know there's getting during this whole pandemic, there's been a lot of new gardeners, and I kind of want to iterate to them. Your first year of gardening is going to be expensive, so I want to kind of do a video on how to start for cheap, so that way, because a lot about 60 to 80% of first year gardeners don't don't garden the following year because of the failures. And what we also want to try to tell our followers and subscribers is that even if you fail, you should learn from your failure and keep on trying, because it's always in gardening, there's no true one way to do something, and there's definitely no wrong way. There's a lot of garden myths that we want to kind of debunk this coming up years and the following years to get rid of. So if there's any garden myths that you are thinking of, we're definitely going to do a garden myth on Epsom salt, if it makes tomatoes and peppers taste better. We're going to do the fertilizers, of course, which fertilizer is the best.
Yeah, we want to do a comparison between what we think we've come up with and kind of compare it to these commercialized fertilizers. Um, Cassandra, becoming a farm girl, she recently did a video on how to seed start in a very low budget fashion
Oh,
using milk jugs. So go check that out if you're somebody that's thinking about doing that, because that was definitely something that I think anybody thinking about maybe starting without much investment might be interested in.
so speaking of that, since this month is International Women's Day, we like to, before we close out, highlight a lot of females that are doing YouTube in the gardening community or any community that's our content creator. One is becoming a farm girl. Like I said, she has a awesome channel. Go check her channel out. She does some cooking, some gardening, and some other home remedies.
And super easy on the eyes. She's super cute, and has a lovely voice. Like if you go and check her out, you'll be surprised that you hadn't heard of her before when you go to find her. But I just saw a comment from her about the herbalism that I'm studying, and asking if I could speak on what's been challenging and fulfilling with an online self-paced course. So this self-paced course is 3 years. I knew, like, I wanted to get in, I wanted to get it. It's something that can be done in a year, but you have up to 3 years. I knew that I was about to have my plate full with getting this house ready to sell. So I haven't been able to delve into it as deep as I want to, but I know that it's like right around the corner now that I've gotten a lot of work done, and we're about to be in a season of waiting for this house to sell, and I'm going to get right back on it. But I have up to 3 years to do it. Some of the stuff that I've covered is stuff that I actually was putting into practice with making my yarrow tincture. I'm about to do a calendula video that's going to come out soon. This was all stuff I was interested in before purchasing that, and it was actually Crystal from Copper Kettle Farm that brought that to my attention, that course to my attention, and started a herbal group on Facebook. So, becoming a farm girl, if you hit me up in my inbox on Facebook or Instagram, I'll send you a link to that group on Facebook for the herbal group that we're in, where a lot of people can share different things in that, because that really for me is a passion of doing a lot more. Like, I cannot wait to have um, in our new place a space for an actual tea garden that I don't have to plant new things every year. I want a nice perennial herb garden um, that I plan to do a lot of stuff with.
Another person is Robin from Big Bear Homestead.
Yes.
They do a lot of homestead a way of life. Go check them out. Also, Mama Z Texas Kitchen. If you want to be part of her kitchen brigade, go check her out. She does a lot of cooking videos uh,
And she has a container garden. She has a probably more space, growing space than you did in that apartment garden you had in Georgia.
It's probably about the same. We'll figure out. We're
Yeah.
supposed to be trying to go out there sometime this summer to go do a what's called on her area, maybe a collab or something.
That'd be good.
Um, who else is another female channel in the group?
If you are a beginning YouTuber or somebody just starting out and trying to figure out stuff with your website and marketing and all that stuff, I know Crystal with Copper Kettle Farms, that's kind of her niche um, for marketing. She does all marketing stuff, so that's a good person to hit up to ask questions and find out what services she has to provide. That's somebody I would trust anyway.
Mm-hmm. Mama Z, thank you for doing those tags about the herbal study stuff.
Thank you.
Oh, a good day to grow. You are so very awesome. Thank you for sharing. I live just outside of Mansfield, Texas. I use your advice. Thank you. Cool.
Yeah, if you ever have any questions, a good day to grow. We are on Instagram. We do have people that hit us up in our inbox asking specific questions, and we answer. We will definitely answer questions that you have through our Instagram. That's the best instant way to communicate with us. I don't think YouTube is as good.
No, there's no messaging unless you go to the videos. And
yeah, at least you can see that we saw the message, but we don't ignore messages.
Sunny Place. It's tough when you're starting out. I killed more than I grew my first 2 years, but I stuck it out and have been able to grow more and more every year. Same with us. We started off with herbs and then we've been slowly transitioning. I think we've grown everything successfully except for tomatoes, unless they've been cherry aroma tomatoes. It just gets too hot here. We're trying to find the rhythm. Just when we're going to find the rhythm, we're selling the house this year, so it's going to be big tomatoes aren't going to be.
Yeah, we're going to have a big question on us this year, just because we are in transition. but know that we have big plans. So, I mean, you may have moments, what's going on with that? But we're just going to be in transition between this place and our next place.
How have you been doing with it? Did you answer this one already?
Um, what's been challenging has been not being able to fully focus on the herbal course, but knowing I have 3 years, I'm about to have some time to do it. Yeah, I did.
Hey, Tammy Spears, welcome.
Good to see you
Tammy can testify that we answer her questions. She asks us questions
on IG.
on Instagram, and we hopefully we answer her on a timely manner.
Yeah, it's always within a few hours, actually, or
Mm-hmm.
less. We're pretty active. Like we pay attention, even on videos that we post. Our followers that have comments or questions, we pay attention. Like we don't ignore those things.
Yeah, we try to answer all the comments as best as we can. We try not to go more than 3 days if possible. Uh, uh, I know when we were smaller, we can answer them right back to back, but you
The
know,
larger our channel's gotten, it's more challenging, but it is my full-time job. So like sometimes I'll get a question and I have to kind of like I'll message him for answers on it to get back to somebody sooner.
Sunny's place. I'm excited to see where you settle and watch
Us
you
too.
continue on the ground. Yeah, and I appreciate that Mrs. Naked Gardner took over the social media and editing because it was a lot for me to work a regular job, come home and editing and tend to the social media and stuff. And so she has taken a lot of that off of my plate, which now I don't feel so stressed. I mean, I feel, of course, feel stressed, but not because of YouTube. It's because of work, and then
And me wanting you to do work around that.
yeah, on top of more
I
work.
feel bad for you right
No, you
now.
don't.
Yo, we got a lot of stuff to do.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Mm-hmm.
Tammy Spears, terrific, and I appreciate it so much. No problem, because we were there in your shoes before, where we were like, how do you do this? How do you do that? And
But we were following larger people that really, I mean, you had questions and they just had so many questions they couldn't get to
yeah,
answer us. So we feel that, we really truly try to communicate with our followers, especially when they have questions. And we want to be their biggest cheerleaders growing stuff because we know if we can get you to grow something and be successful at something, it's starting something much bigger. So we're huge fans of encouraging and cheering our followers on.
TJ Mail put you two saved me a ton on seed starting mix, and that was the biggest thing when we were started off. We just bought the regular Jiffy mix, but then as our garden grew, it didn't.
It was getting expensive.
Yeah, because those bags, even though those bags was only $8, five about $5-6. Most of those trays of a bag of seed start mix will only do about
12
a
cells.
tray and a half, if that. And when you're doing a whole grow rack, it just becomes time consuming. So we just started to doing our own, which is saving us a lot more money, and we can do so much more with the peat moss and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And what has been a game changer, some feedback that we've gotten from a lot of people, even TJ, a few other followers. I forgot, we've had some shout outs about that machine or that hardware cloth, the sifter that
Yeah,
we
the
made.
compost sifter.
That is a game changer in sifting your when you're doing your mixing, doing it through that sifter. Like we've had so much better success doing our naked mix that way.
And it just helps out because most of these big store companies, when they're selling you compost, selling you, whatever it may be, compost, soil, and all that, they do a lot of fillers in there, and you see these big old chunks of wood fillers and stuff, and that's just going to eat away your nitrogen that's in your soil,
It
and
makes your
yeah,
plants compete for that nitrogen.
yeah, and you don't want that. So it's good that you sift out all the big chunks and throw it into your compost and let them continue breaking down and using that good material that they fill in there. And so it would just basically you're buying fillers for stuff that you can basically use later.
And those fillers don't go to waste if you have a compost.
Yeah.
We put it in our compost and let it break down, and we'll use it later. So none of it goes to waste.
Yeah, so I'd rather use a soilless mix where we're just using the peat moss, some black cow fertilizer, and our own compost, and just use that.
Yes, Sunny's place, Emma. We definitely are a teamwork makes the dream work kind of situation. Um, I think we both kind of bring some our own strengths. There's a lot of things we're different about, um, but I feel like we complement each other when we have a something that we're trying to accomplish. We try to work together pretty good.
Is that all we have to talk about?
Let me see here. Yeah, because I wanted to bring everybody up to speed that the big stuff is that our house is going to get listed next Friday. Our agent thinks that our house will sell pretty quickly. We'll see. We'll update you guys if there's some kind of big change, and there might be a lapse between us selling and buying. I know a purchase is going to be contingent on the sale, but our agent is really believing that we're going to sell pretty quickly the way that the market is.
So next will come with where we're going to get our content from. So once we sell the house, probably most of our content is going to be at Pops's garden or is somebody around the local area that we can possibly doing some COVID spacing type of gardening videos. That'd be great. Um, becoming a Becoming a farm girl said, "I know the wealth of knowledge y'all have come from experience, but do you use any note-taking records to keep track of what you learn and plan to do each year?" Yes, it's called Instagram.
But you've started doing some spreadsheets on some of the stuff.
Not for what we've done. We use a Excel sheet. Uh, I created a Excel sheet for once we get our homestead to kind of track our expensive, and once we start possibly selling our stuff to find out where our biggest margin is. But as far as what's failed, what's hasn't done well, we use Instagram. I mean, that's the best virtual diary that we can have. That's why we're always trying to post. I would like for us to post videos or pictures on every. Try to do at least once every day of something on there about our garden. Once we get our garden back up and running, because that kind of give us a rough idea when we started something, where it was at the following year, and stuff like that.
And also, by the time that we've actually, from the videos that we've made, it's always once we know how something works and it's working well, like we've made a video about it. So it's pretty locked in to as part of what we're doing. So by the time we share it and put it out there, I mean, it's part of our habits.
Yeah. Mama Z put on there, yeah, you sound like me. That's how I keep up with my recipe. I mean, that's the basic thing, man. You can keep Instagram and your YouTube. You kind of know when you started those, so it kind of gives you an idea. All right, I started this. Like every time we be talking like, when did we start our sun show? When did we start our what's
I'll
called?
go look
We'll
on
go look on
IG.
Instagram. Okay, we started here. Let's try a little bit earlier, so that way we can get a better harvest and this and that.
But as far as like note keeping, something I do, especially on recipes and certain things, is Evernote. Evernote is an app. I love it. It's something that I've been able to scan documents, even like for his social security, like all these different things that are really important documents. I have scanned them into my Evernote, and that's recipes included. And I keep stuff in my Evernote that I wanted. That's really important that I have to access.
Now we do keep a journal of what videos that we're going to be doing, but it doesn't. Like so far, we got 6 videos that we're going to be doing that we haven't done. It doesn't mean it's going to get done this month or this week, but at least it's give us an idea for that. But other than that, those are the only 3 methods that we use to keep track of Instagram.
And I love this planner. It's called the Happy Planner. I'm just showing you the label of it. I got it at Walmart. It's an 18-month planner, and I love it because it has like the month stuff, and then it gives you all these to-do lists. Like you can write so many notes in this thing, and I'm going to be saving it every year. Like I'm going to get a new one every year. This is something I write in. I even write down, you know, just like when our live is and our subscriber count and stuff like that. I just kind of try to keep track of stuff as kind of a journal because it's nice to go back and see where we were on things.
Tammy Spears put, do you think you'll continue with raised bed at the new place, or will you continue traditional bed in combination? I'm excited for you guys, I'm sure. We're going to actually be doing, of course, our raised bed because I have a bad back issues, and those raised beds helps a tremendous on my back. We will be doing some traditional raised bed, traditional beds with a the Charles Downey no-till. We'll probably do the straw bale gardening just to test that out. One of our friends, our content creator, used to do those. They got this place and hasn't been able to put any videos out on that. Copper Kettle Farms. I'm a blogger from way back. Sound like you about to rap there, Crystal. Sunny's Place, I use Trello to plan shoots to keep track of
I
where
just wrote that down because I wasn't familiar with it. I'm going to check out and see what Trello is.
Mm-hmm. Yellow House on the Hill, welcome.
Hey.
First time here. Got to run. Just wanted to say hi, new friend. Appreciate you stopping by.
Thanks for stopping in. That's awesome.
Sunny's Place, my husband used to tease me about how much I post, but he found himself asking a few things. I had to go, see? Yes, we want to hear you rap.
Yes, Crystal.
So I think we're a little bit over our time.
We try to keep it to an hour. I'm just realizing that we're over that. So
yeah.
We need to wrap it up. I'm so glad that you guys were able to join us. We only do this once a month, the first Saturday of every month. And we're trying to do it earlier in the day, not too early because I want to make us breakfast and have our coffee. But it gives us time to go on and do all the things that we need to do.
If you have any additional questions, you can always pop in on our Facebook page. It's called the Holland's Harvest. This was way before YouTube came to fruition.
The big words.
Anyway, so we were started off with the Holland Harvest because we were calling to do some marketing, and then people got us into Instagram. So we went to Instagram from that, and then people started asking us videos on different things, and I didn't want to do Holland's Harvest or Holland's Homestead because homesteads and stuff like that and farms just seem so basic with the names, and so that's how we came up with the Nakid name. So you can always go to our Instagram page or our Facebook page, Holland's Harvest, and get any of your answers or questions answered from over there.
And I'm glad that Rob, you got to catch us this time. I think is this like the first time that he officially like caught us during our live? Wow, that's awesome.
Once again, for the International Women's Day, make sure you go check out Copper Kettle Farms. If you have any marketing or advertising or deals, hit her up. Go to her YouTube channel. Mama Z's, if you want to learn some interesting, good cooking videos, go check her out.
Becoming a farm girl, she has a great
Yeah,
channel.
Becoming a Farm Girl, go check her channel out. And then,
Robin, Big Bear
yeah,
Homestead.
check out Robin. It's her channel, not Jason's channel.
Yeah, it's Robin's channel.
Yeah.
And they have two wonderful teenage girls that do a lot. So that's a full-on female trio.
They are wonderful children, too.
Yeah, we love their kids.
So go check them out. Thank y'all for stopping by and checking this out.
Oh, and Sunny's Place. That's another female. Yeah.
Oh,
Emma.
Sunny's.
Yeah.
Sunny's Place. I'm not familiar with her. Tell
us
about
Emma, her name. Yeah.
Tell us about her channel. I don't know about.
Remember, we were watching her build that chicken. Like,
oh,
yes,
okay.
Her. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, he actually introduced me to that channel.
Okay.
So, she's got a lot going on. She does a lot of building, carving wooden spoons, and has had some really, really good lives recently. So, and her channel's really starting to take off. I know that you haven't been able to watch as much, but her stuff's taken off.
I'm not getting too many alerts anymore. But...
I know. YouTube's been real funny about those alerts.
So thank y'all. The next live will be when?
April
the 3rd.
The 3rd. Yeah, at 10 a.m.
10 a.m. Central Standard Time.
Mm-hmm.
Until then, we got a video coming out tomorrow. Make sure y'all check that out.
At noon Central Standard Time.
And until then, let's grow together.